Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, Sounds Right with Sam. Today I'm going to make my very first video on this channel on a very important topic that I'm pretty sure none of you will actually know anything about. I myself only started to learn about this stuff rigorously, seriously, about, I don't know, a year ago, on the basis of my interest in phonetics and phonology. Basically what I'm talking about is intonation, the use of pitch in English sentences. This is a much neglected topic in English language learning, I think, and it is certainly one that most teachers will not have any conscious, precise understanding of, and it's one of the things that I want to focus on actually on this channel. Learning to pronounce English well in terms of stress and intonation, intonation including pitch, is essentially a matter. It is predominantly and most obviously a matter of learning where stress is supposed to go in an English sentence or utterance, and learning which of the three tones of English pronunciation you should then hang on top of those stresses. Now, you probably don't think of English as being a language that has tones. When we think of tones in languages or in linguistics, or when we think of tonal languages, we think of languages like, most obviously, Chinese. Many of you probably know that Mandarin Chinese has various tones, 4 tones, and a neutral tone, ma, 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 ma. This classic 4-tone system of Mandarin Chinese is known to many people, to a greater or lesser extent, who have never studied Mandarin. This is what we call lexical tone. This is the type of tone that can distinguish one word from another word. So you have, for example, 联系, which means to contact, get in contact with someone, and you have 练习, which means practice, right? Now, one of those words has an ascending tone, then a descending tone. That's 2-4 in Chinese linguistics, 联系. The other one was 练习. That's 4-2, and those are two completely different words, because in Chinese you can create a lexical distinction, as you would say, by changing the tones in a word. English tones have got nothing to do with that. They don't turn one word into another word. That's not what they do. Okay, so what do they do? Well, we have 3 tones in English intonation, like I just said. We have a rising tone, and we have a falling tone, and we have a full rise tone. And they're all very important, and they all create different chunks of meaning, different connotations. This stuff is very complex, very difficult to understand consciously, very difficult to learn, I'm sure, and actually quite difficult to teach. And I believe that that is why it is substantially ignored. Now, when I say that there is a falling tone, a rising tone, and a full rise tone, you might think, whoa, Sam, give us an example of what you're talking about. Okay, what are you doing? The stress there is on the word doing, and it falls, right? If the stressed word falls, that's a falling tone. What are you doing? Doing, doing, yeah? What are you doing? What are you doing? There, again, the stress is on the word doing, and we have a rising tone. So the entire utterance rises up into that word. What are you doing? Doing, you can hear doing is the highest word pitch-wise and is still ascending. Then last but not least, I get the full rise tone, which would be pronounced like this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Again, the word doing is stressed, and you can hear that we go, what are you doing? You can hear that. That's very important. The full rise tone is incredibly important, and the full rise will not always be that distinct. It's not always doing. Sometimes it'll be doing, 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 but it's there. And we as natives hear it, even when it's not being pronounced as distinctly as doing. So you need to learn to hear it too, okay? What are you doing? What are you doing? And what are you doing are all fundamentally, in some sense, the same question. But these different ways of asking that question communicate different things about our mental state, our emotional state, and where we are in the discourse or in the discussion that we're having. There are much more complex situations where changing from one tone to another tone can radically change the meaning of what you're saying. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? And what are you doing? All fundamentally mean essentially the same thing. For example, if I say, it's good, isn't it? That means one thing. But if I say, it's good, isn't it? That means something different. When I say, it's good, isn't it? I am 100% confident that it's good, and I'm checking that you agree with me. But when I say, it's good, isn't it? I'm not 100% confident that it's good. I believe that it's good, but I want you to give me your input. I want you to confirm what I'm saying. And this is a relatively trivial example. There are much more important examples than this, right? So, in this series on English intonation, we will be talking about precisely this kind of thing. And if you've learned English as an adult, or if you started learning English in your late teens, for example, when you're 15, 16, 17, then it is highly likely that you do not understand this stuff very well, especially if you've never had a teacher who has been capable of teaching it and interested in teaching it. So, this is the type of thing that I want to help you with, and you have to learn this stuff if you want to sound natural in English. When people speak English in a very flat, featureless fashion, without any particular or without any obvious intonation patterns at all, it's very, very, very boring and off-putting, and it can be quite difficult to listen to them and concentrate on what they're saying. Sad but true. So that's it for today. This is just an introduction to this intonation series. If you're genuinely interested in sounding natural in English, I promise you this series will be of great help to you. So that's it for today. I'm going to head off. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.